welcome to the video. Thank you so much for joining. It's a pleasure to have you here. Hope you're all doing well. Can't believe it is the end of January already. Where did the time go? Just want to say thank you for all the support on the last video. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you're looking forward to this video, where we will be talking about using reference to help draw your characters. I know a lot of you will be interested in this, just to give you some ideas on generating some interesting characters in a couple of different methods. It'll be sort of like quite quick sketches that I'll be going through to show you that. So we'll also be using Graphite Studio for reference. Now, if you haven't heard of this before, I really recommend it. This is a fantastic resource for figure drawing and practicing characters, so I really recommend that. You can find a lot of their stuff on ArtStation, where you can buy it there, or on their website, so really recommend that. Without further ado, now obviously this is real time at the moment, but the actual drawings will be pre-recorded. I'll be talking over them. If that offends you, I am terribly sorry, and I will make up to you, I'm sure. But okay, let's get started then, and move on to the next part of the video. So you'll see here we've got a reference, which is Mass Effect Andromeda, and at the bottom I'm just showing that it's okay to, even just as a warm-up, just do a little sketch over of your reference. No problem with that at all. And it's a good way to see what you're sort of looking for and the main shapes that you are looking for when you're doing your drawing. Another reference, Mass Effect is a great, if you're doing sci-fi or anything like that, really great franchise to look for, different costumes, things like that. So I want to talk about thumbnailing and sort of, now you'll notice in this drawing I'm doing on the right, I am very much zoomed in. I must be zoomed in about 100%. So the reason for that is because the brush is quite loose at that point, and it's not the highest quality, so you're sort of forced to look at the big picture. And this is why I really recommend just zooming in, and it removes the external factors, right? So it's a little bit pixely. The brush size, is quite huge when you zoom in, and you can focus on the big shape. So this actual sketch here must have taken me like a minute or so to do, because it is so small. And in this one here, you can see that I am trying the similar thing, but using shadow, more of a shadow style. Again, super quick way to lay down sort of graphical shapes and look for the sort of main areas of interest. A few things I want to touch on. So the reason this is really good thing to do with using the Mass Effect reference there, and this Graphite Studio reference as well. Now it does challenge your brain to sort of combine the two, and in doing so you can really develop really good habits, and it forces you to, and that's how we learn the most, when our brain is forced to think. Sometimes for an autopilot, we're not picking up all the information, so that's why I think this is a great method to do, sort of think, how do I fill in the gaps between the figure and the reference, and you're sort of combining that and using your creativity to sort of think about different things and generate new ideas as well. So in this one here, now I'm using more of a constructive method, which I think is really good to learn. I mean, it's one of the sort of fundamental ways to learn how to construct figures, right? I don't always like this. I really do like just direct drawing, which I've been practicing for quite a while, because it feels more organic. Sorry. This way you can feel a bit restrictive. But you can see here, you can change little things, and this is a good thing to remember. Always feel free, like you can add certain things, use your creativity, use your personality to try different things. Now, you can look loosely at the reference, you don't have to follow it completely, and I'll show you later on another good way you can do this. You can use the reference as well. So again, super loose, but we're just really trying to generate an idea. If you look at the drawing at the start of the video, spent a little bit more time on that one, but this one really loose. And if you're trying to get that main idea down of how is this character going to look, forget about fleshing it out completely. You want that sort of picture in your head to come onto the canvas. And this is what I tried to do here, using the shadows, which you'll see in another video I made. Yoji Shinkawa is a fantastic artist to look at for using really dark shapes to create really interesting designs as well. Okay, again, so the same pose, but this time I am doing a direct drawing type of style, no construction here, and really important. Now, these drawings only took me maybe a few minutes each. These are sped up quite a bit, but they didn't take long at all. And it's really important to, if a drawing doesn't come out the way that you like, to just try again. There's no harm in trying. And what this also does is really trains those observational skills, because you are continuously looking at something, observing what's working, what's not, and seeing how you can develop it further. So you might end up with something that you don't like, but don't give up. Don't give up when that happens. And it's easy to, art is one of those things, especially in this field. It's so easy to get disheartened and frustrated, but you have to find a way to, and this is what separates so many of the best artists. They can push through that. They've got that discipline to keep going. And I don't want to turn this into like some super motivational speech, but something I'd like to talk about as well in another video. But just that discipline to just keep going, and you never know what you might find if you keep going, and what good results can come from that. So super important thing to remember. So we're changing up the pose. This one is sort of a 3/4 style, looking slightly up at the character. Again, I'm using I'll show you a couple of different methods for this. So this one is looking slightly up. Again, super loose sketch, just to show you how I'm trying to incorporate the reference. Not like for like, but trying to incorporate little elements of that into the character to create something interesting, right? And that's what we're trying to do. Because there's so many different iterations we could do, but we need to find out what works. Because it'd be easy to do one and think, okay, that's fine, and just go ahead with it, when there's possibilities are endless, right? So this is a really nice pose, and I think that's something that you'll find with practice, that some poses just naturally work really well, and it's really fun to play around with them. Other poses, it's really difficult to make work. There's obviously a drawing for every pose, right? You can make any pose look good, but you'll tend to find certain ones where the camera's slightly tilted and the angle is just right. It tends to give a better flow and a better gesture for a drawing to sort of be more striking, right? So something to keep in mind as well. Again, here we're doing the same one but using a more sort of constructive method. Again, I'm not always the biggest fan of this. I think it's a fantastic way to learn, but personally I think it can be a little bit restrictive when you stop using the construction and then you would lighten the opacity and go over it. It can feel a little restrictive in my opinion. I think if you've seen the book, Andrew Loomis, I think it's one of his books, he mentions that drawing directly allows for more freedom than drawing with, and obviously he's the master of using construction, but even he admits that drawing directly is far more natural and can give really interesting results because of it. So, and that's the thing, you just want to keep experimenting. And I think this drawing here, I preferred the other one, but this one I felt like I was trying to draw within boundaries, which I'm not always a fan of. I mean, at this point, but it is very important to practice that method, of course. And also these references are fantastic. They really are, and I really recommend it. I will link this specific one in the description if you want to have a look. And it's a fantastic thing to do as warm-ups, as practice. I think it's fantastic. And this one here, again, it's important to just try different things. This one I've changed the reference actually, so it's still Mass Effect but a different character, and I'm trying to incorporate that sort of back, see that thing on the back there, into the character, just loosely, just trying to mess around with different things. So something that you should always keep in mind. Don't feel scared that to not try different things. I think that's maybe one of the most important aspects of this. Here's another interesting example of how you can sort of experiment. So in this one I am doing a quick drawing of the reference here, super quick, just to try and see and try and get some more visual ideas working in my head. So you can do this and then try drawing the figure after doing this little study and using it, keeping it in the corner there as another type of reference as well, and seeing what you can incorporate from that. And it's what they call the sort of your visual library, and this is a way of increasing that visual library and just having fun with it, right? Because you're really creating unique characters with a different reference, with your own imagination, adding in different things, and this is really how you can create really unique characters. So this is a method that I would recommend as well. And I think if you do this, starting off with thumbnails and just doing some loose drawings, you'll end up, it's a great warm-up. So by the time you're 20 minutes in, 25 minutes in, you'll notice you'll feel like your drawings are improving, and this is something you need to continually make a habit, because we have to let ourselves know that we're doing well, because psychologically that's going to keep us going. We're going to keep drawing more, practicing. Really, half of this is a psychological battle. So that's something I'd always say is part of the battle, isn't it? So that's it from me. So thank you so much for watching the video. Please let me know if you enjoyed it. Give the video a like or a comment. That'd be very much appreciated. I will see you in the next video. I'm not sure what the next one is going to be. I have a list of videos. I need to see what I'm going to do next. But if you have any recommendations, please let me know, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.